Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF 44 coming at you another video. Alright, so the grind, man. The grind is worth it. Sometimes you want overnight success, you want to get something so fast, you want to see people give you accolades or give you attention or see the success pouring in, the money pouring in. Now, I was just listening to something online, and they were talking about this MC named Autumn from I'm not sure where he's from, somewhere in the South. I've never heard of him, never seen any of his music. If I have come across his music, it doesn't stand out. But it's one of those situations where what they were saying was that he didn't want to do a show that was filled with 85 people. I guess that wasn't standard for him. He said, I don't know if people are at school or something, but 85 is not enough, and I will not be doing the show. And I just react to that because I say, man, you're not going to get off the ground unless you're willing to organically let people know what it is that you're doing. Now, this could be a great clout chasing move. In fact, it's genius. Now we know of Autumn because he's the guy who didn't want to do the 85 people show. Could be a genius move. Now he's priced himself out of the game. Maybe he could be the guy that says, you know what, I'm priced up even though you don't know who I am, and set a precedent or something. I don't know. It could be his lane. Who knows? But the point is, 9 out of 10 people, you got to do that show. You got to do that show in order to be known enough to even get off the ground. If you don't do the show for 85 people, and 85 people is a good amount of people, believe you me, when you're talking about someone to come see an artist, 85 people for an artist that's unknown, solid. I've been to places where it's only like 3 or 4 people in there, 5 people in there, 6 people in there. I've seen this with my own eyes, so it's like 85 people. If the venue's small, it's freaking packed. Like, I know of venues where you can have a little diner setting, have packed the place with 85 people, and you ran it. You did great. So it's all in how you perceive it. But the point is that however them 85 people are watching you, you better be quality. That's what's gonna make them feel like telling somebody else that you were solid. That's what's gonna make them feel like coming back and checking you out again, because they're gonna remember how hard you went and how much dedication you poured into them 85 people. They know that you're gonna pour that into 85,000 someday if you just continue to grind and continue to focus on getting good at what you do instead of who's paying attention to what you do. And that's what I'm on. I don't care to what degree I grow, because I know that I need to get better at what I do anyway. So regardless of who's paying attention, there's levels for me to reach in what it is that I'm accomplishing. So if I take my time and get better as it organically grows, by the time it's successful, I will be a master of what it is I'm trying to accomplish. If I rush the process of my organic progress, I may not be at the level that I might demand, because I wouldn't have had the man hours and the time put in as of yet. Now, that's only specific to my past and what I've put into what it is that I've done. But the point is, you have to be willing to start from where you're at. If you happen to come in and everybody knows who you are, like Sharif O'Neal, and everybody knows who his dad is, maybe you have an opportunity that some other guys don't. But you still have to work from where you're at. Wherever your level is at, you're still going to be evaluated from there, and you got to put in your quality work, time, and effort to move up in the ranks of whatever it is you're doing. To think that you're going to get overnight success, it happens for a few. It doesn't happen for most. And if you're too prideful to play for 85 people, then chances are you're going to have a hard time getting 85 people next time, because you didn't show them 85 people that did come to see you what it is you could do. You're not drawing enough people to begin with. Nobody knows who you are, which is why it's only 85 people showing up. It ain't because you suck, it's because nobody knows who you are. You got to perform for those 85 so people can spread the word, guy. That's all it is. People get caught up in the worst things. They want things that aren't real. They put themselves on paths for things that get them things they don't want, and get off the paths that get them the dreams that they dream of every day. It's like, 85 is going to get you 850. 850 going to get you 850,000. 850,000 get you 850 million, depending on how good and how great you become. But if you don't get great and you're too busy worried about how many are watching you, however many it is, they're going to have the opinion that you ain't good enough. However many watching you, they're going to sit up there and say he ain't up to par because he's not quality. You can have 8 billion people. I don't even know if there's 8 billion people on Earth, but you can have 8 billion people watching you. If they all agree you suck, they're turning away and they're going to do something else with their time. But if you're good, maybe they come back. You want them to come back. That's the point. You want 85 people to think you're quality and to keep coming back. Because if enough people keep coming back, what's going to end up happening is they're going to be using your stuff in the presence of others eventually. For example, I know I have 300 plus followers. One of my followers is going to have my video playing in the presence of somebody else who ain't looking for me at all. And they're going to be like, yeah, he might be saying something I can get with. Yeah, that makes some sense. And they'll check out one of my videos, may actually follow me, might actually start putting some likes up. Maybe you can tell somebody else about me who will play my video in front of somebody else where that then will take place. It's organic. It's going to happen. It may not happen as fast. Promotion and different things I put into it will determine how quickly that grows. But like I said, it's an organic process that you have to be humble at the bottom to work toward. Give people the quality that you want the world to have at the beginning stages. That's what I'm about. That's what I'm about. I don't promote, which is why the thing isn't growing as much as it should. I'm okay with that because I'm not ready, to be honest with you, but I'm getting better and I'm growing and I'm loving what I'm doing. And as I continue to love what I'm doing, people who love what I'm doing will love what I'm doing. More so because they know that they can come back for the consistency of it, and that is what it's about. Yeah, can it get a little frustrating if you're focused on the numbers and that's what the dream is about? I'd imagine so. I don't really relate to it like that. That's just not my dream. That's not how this is wired for me to go. I'm looking at it from a different angle, and I just believe the success will come because of the good that I put into it, the work I put into it, and the greatness that I'm shooting for. You know? And plus I have other goals. I want my voice to do certain things. I don't just want to be heard. I'm hopeful to influence. So it's like, it's not about everybody hearing me. It's about the right people hearing me. So that's not what it's for a guy like Autumn. He wants everybody to hear him. He wants everybody to hear his music and whatever his vibe is. He wants it to be worldwide. But if he don't get off the ground, then obviously no one will ever know nothing about the man's music. The only thing we'll ever know in regards to Autumn is he was the one guy that decided it wasn't worth it to grind. That's all he's gonna be known as. The dude didn't think it was worth it to grind. You know, I looked in the comment section of the post that I looked at in that situation. I think it was Lil Boom, MC, said, man, I did shows for less than that, less people than that. And then I ended up doing shows for way more people than that. I know who Lil Boom is. You know what I'm saying? I know who he is. That grind put him in a position for me to know who he is. You feel me? It's that simple. I don't know who Autumn is. But if Autumn does every show that's offered to him, I will end up knowing who he is. I'm going to get his name somehow. Even if he don't do them shows anywhere near LA, eventually his name is going to bleed into my phone somehow. Seriously, I can think of a couple guys, MCs I've never seen, like their music, or don't really know of them like that. But I've heard of their names just because of the success that they've gained in their region and how those things communicate somehow, and the words will spread through the internet. So that's what it needs to be for all artists and all people who are trying to be successful, I believe. You got to start from whatever level you're on. Some people are going to be elevated in level because of who they know. Other people may not be. Maybe you get off the ground quicker than others. But you're going to have to establish yourself from where you're at, and you're going to have to grow from there. And you can't look at the next man or the next lady and say, yo, their level is what I should be on. Because you really don't know where you're going. You don't know where they're going. And that's another thing. Trajectory doesn't go like this. It's up and down, up and down, up and down. You may find yourself on par with somebody, on level with somebody. Next year, they even passed you by. 3 years after that, it's flipped again. I've been watching it in music. I've watched it in sports. It's incredibly presumptuous to assume that just because a person has something or is doing well or has a certain level of attention, that it's going to stay at that level, or that you can't reach that level, surpass them, or that they can't come down to the level you're at, or any of those things. You just don't know. You're only going by what you see in front of you at that moment, or what you've heard and what you've known, or whatever. You don't know what's coming for them. You don't know what's coming for you. So that's why I look at the numbers game as it pertains to attention and things of that nature. It's just, you just, when you make it about that, you neglect so many other things that really genuinely matter. In my opinion, I guess. Matter to whom? I guess to myself. But things that really hold substance, that ultimately affect people in ways that do more than just entertain, that do more than just sit on their mind for a couple seconds and just walk away. No, when you have substance and you do things with a certain level of intent and passion and repetition, when you're really serious about what you're doing, it's going to affect people differently than just selling out, so to speak, or doing it in such a way that doesn't focus on the art itself, focuses on doing whatever gimmicky thing of the moment is, or doing whatever fad moment thing would be to get money. As I say so much in art and different things, it has to be for forever, because a lot of times each and every era gets caught up in who's selling the most records, who's selling the most units, who's got the most numbers and views and things. But all of it lasts past the moment that you're in. After the money's spent, after its money's gained, after the era's passed, you still have the footage, you still have the memories, you still have the pictures and everything that comes with it. And for us, because we have everything on camera, for us, because we do everything online, all of it lives in forever. All these moments, all this stuff that you do. So how is it going to age? What are you doing in influencing other societies later on? What does that mean? What does it look like 100 years from now, as I said in the previous video? Just to recap, because I want people to think this way as it pertains to art, because you are going to be remembered for this. Your grandkids and your great-grandkids, your names are attached to this. See, here's the thing that I'm realizing. When we look in the past at our ancestors, all we have is vague pictures, old pictures. You might have some old, when you look further back in the 20s and the 10s and the 1800s, we don't see these people in motion. If we do, it's bad, horrible quality sound. That's not what future generations will have in regards to us. That's not their relationship to their ancestors. They have their ancestors right here in their phones. They can access us in the cloud. But we gotta think about that, man. We gotta think about that, because the possibilities of how we're gonna be perceived and what it is that we're about are endless. Our cultures, they're not distant like our ancestors' cultures. These kids can do the stuff that we're doing for as long as this footage is able to be accessed. Basketball, stuff like they could play basketball for as long as the footage is accessible. They don't have to wonder about LeBron. They don't have to wonder about Kobe. They don't have to wonder about Kanye. They don't have to wonder about any of these people, because they're going to have access to seeing them in the cloud. Click, click, click. I can watch Kanye like it was 2020, 2022, and third whatever year down the road. Because this stuff ain't going to go away. It's not going to delete. It's going to be somewhere accessible somehow. And because of it, everything we do is going to influence the future in whatever way it may. And I know we can't fathom what's coming. I know we don't know what's coming. You can just look at what Elon and these space guys and all these people are doing that'll let you know that what's possible isn't possible right now. the things that are going to be coming down the pipeline, ain't no environment like that for which those things could even happen right now. And that's what we're going to be influencing with our voices and our culture and the stuff that we choose to display, our art. And why does this matter? Because too many times did our ancestors not give one damn about us. Too many times did their bad energy lead to bad circumstances and poverty and various different sufferings that take place today all over the world. Just because we live in a country that has built itself up in such a way doesn't mean that the various things that we do in this country don't tear people down later on. We have got to give some thought to that. We have got to give some thought to that. And if we don't give some thought to that, then we need not ever look back at our ancestors and condemn them for any wrongdoings they ever did, no matter how horrible they were. Because they didn't care just like you don't care. And don't expect your kids to care. You might as well stop raising them now, because they ain't gonna care because you don't care. And that's that. It always starts with the man in the mirror, or the woman in the mirror, or the person, or whatever you feel. It always starts there. For any real massive change or whatever, it has to start with somebody saying, I'm gonna do it for me, and if nobody else does it, I'll be the example and let that be the case. That has to be somebody. Somebody got to do it for nothing. So someone else can follow it and believe in it. Believe in it wholeheartedly, because it's never going to change in you. That's what I say about love. It's like, if I practice love all day, it don't matter if the world don't have no love in it, because I am the proof that it exists. So you can start practicing love after you see me never waver on it. See what I'm saying? Just by example, obviously. So that's what it's about. Be the good in the world you want to see. Stop waiting for everybody else to be something. Stop waiting for everybody to give you something. No. 85 people perform for them. Give them the best show ever. Give them the best show ever. Because they're gonna remember you. Somebody in that building's gonna have a camera. And guess what? You never know what that footage can do someday. You never know what your words can do someday. You only got 300 followers? Great. Be the best you can be for them 300 followers. Because 300 years from now, somebody's going to see all 300,000 videos you did, and maybe 300,000 people will see it from there. That's the type of way you want to really think, because you can live forever that way. No, regardless of what we're striving for in life. I mean, at the end of the day, this thing is fleeting. So don't you want to just leave your mark? What mark are you leaving? The type that's going to build people up, or the type that's going to tear people down? What do you want to be remembered as? Somebody who did something of substance, or someone who catered to something we have to evolve through? Yet another pile of ignorance that we have to overcome with free thought. What are we putting into the world? Are we reinforcing the same nonsense that we have been? Or are we trying to evolve in thought to live better? That's the question, man. That's what all this has brought me to. That's why I talk to 300 plus people every day about basketball, whatever comes to mind, because I know that what I say can hold weight, especially if I truly believe what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? If I believe what I'm saying, and unfortunately this is the case, even if it ain't true, if I show enough confidence, eventually this word will spread and people will start believing it. It's very unfortunate how that works. That's why I talk so much about free thought, because confidence, it holds a lot of weight in a lot of people's eyes. And the world is indeed black. The whole world. I'm not talking about the skin color of people. No, it's not blue, green, none of them colors. It is a black world. And I'm sticking my chest out and I'm telling you the truth. Eventually I'll have about 300, 400 people, 500, 600 people who will get behind me and they will agree with me. I just made it up just to see that it would happen, and they will do it. But that's how confidence works, and it's very unfortunate. And that's how the machine works in a lot of cases. When I speak of the machine, I talk about pop music, and they put these stars in these machines and they end up going crazy in the machine, but they end up doing the numbers that the machine wants them to do, but they end up going by the wayside. I look at Doja Cat and how unhappy she looks. She's in the machine. She's miserable in it. I'm Britney Spears, same thing. Miserable in it. I've watched so many people in that machine. And I just look at that young MC, Autumn, and I just say, you want to be in that machine. That's what you want. You don't care how you get 150,000 units. You just want to move 150,000 units. You don't care how you pack up the stadium, what you're doing to pack up the stadium. You don't care if it's quality, if them people like what they hearing or not. You just want to be in front of 150,000 people. But my brother, if you ain't no good and they put you in front of 150,000 people, them 150,000 people gonna boo your butt off stage. Just like them 85 people will cheer for you if you put on the best show. That's the reality of what I have to say. You know how I think. I'll go all over the place to get to the point. But at the end of the day, it's about quality, man. It's about foreverness. It's about making sure your art matters forever. Because even if it's only 85 people, one of them got a camera and that footage, you know what it can do. My name is BDF 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.